Hey everybody, Richie here from Rocket Chronicles to give an update on this channel. So what the hell happened to this channel? It's been like 3 years since I've posted anything. I was doing this build and everything came to a grinding halt. I was doing the build on this awesome 75mm Wildman shapeshifter rocket kit. Still got the rocket right here. And it's still in the same condition as that last video I posted. I believe I was doing inside fin fillets or something like that. So look, it's even got cobwebs on it. It's been sitting in the corner. So what happened to this channel and why did everything come to a grinding halt? And essentially it was life. Life just happened. I had a health crisis and it was not life-threatening. It wasn't super life-threatening, but it wasn't good. I won't go into details about that, but essentially it was a health crisis that just brought everything to a grinding halt. Like my grandmother used to say, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. She's not the only one that's ever said that, but I remember her saying that all the time. And I had to, literally everything came to a grinding halt. It wasn't just this Rocketry channel. I have another YouTube channel and I have 2 businesses and I also drive a school bus, and literally everything came to a grinding halt. And then I had to prioritize stuff in my life. And the one thing I can do, many things in life with my hands and with my mind, you know, I can work. I love working with my hands, but I also love challenging stuff with my mind. And the one thing that I'm not that good at is taking care of me. And I think a lot of people are like this. So I had to basically start taking care of me and putting me first, because if there's no me, then there's no anything else in my life that I take care of, such as family and things like that. So that is what initially brought it to a grinding halt. And then as that crisis passed over, another crisis came to where my wife and I had to take care of a very sick, not a very sick, but a very elderly family member that had health issues, as all elderly people do. We literally had to take care of them 24/7. They were actually in this room where my studio is now. So that all turned out okay in the end. But that took a long time, 24/7 caring for a person, you know, just all the needs that a person needs. But this is what you do for a family, or at least that's what I believe. You could stick them away in a convalescence home, but I decided to take that on, and my wife, and God bless my wife for helping me do that. And now what will happen to the channel moving forward? Well, moving forward, I don't anticipate posting any videos. I can't say that the channel's just totally dead, because life can change in the blink of an eye, for the good or for the bad. I learned this many times in life. Not many times, but I've learned it enough times. Life has changed in the blink of an eye for the good for me, and life has changed in the blink of an eye for the really bad. And so you never know what's going to happen. Something could change and I could just go back to doing rocketry tomorrow. The biggest problem I have is I don't have a workshop. Years ago, when I got into high-powered rocketry back in 2005, I had a house that was big enough. That had a basement that was big enough to have I had a full workshop, and next to it, I had like a small composite shop where I could make fiberglass nose cones and fins and I love doing that kind of stuff. I'm a very creative person, love working with my hands. Everything from playing music, writing songs and poetry, all that stuff I did when I was young. And then cameras and photography came into my life, and I have a photography business now. And then rocketry is something that has been with me since I was about 11 years old in the 6th grade and at the YMCA, and I built my very first Estes rocket. It was a Skyhook. I still remember that. Painted it this horrible orange and black because that was the only colors of paint that they had available at the YMCA. But rocketry has stuck with me ever since then, just on and off. And rocketry is one of those things that stuck with me, that literally every time I see a rocket, like right now when I look at that rocket behind me, it just takes me back to being a kid again. And whenever I'm working on a rocket, reading about rockets, or out at the field, when you're out at the range, it's just like being a little kid again. I'm 61 years old today. And at 61 years old, just looking at a rocket takes me back to being a little kid. And all the fun and the freedom that you had when you were a kid. Your mind was just empty and all you thought about was the rocket. So again, I wish I could say that I'm going to finish building this tomorrow, but I have no workshop. The workshop that I was in that you see in those videos was actually a 9x11 room over next door across the hallway from this studio is my office, where I run my catering business, my photography business, computers and everything in a 9x11 room. Half of the room was taken up with that. And then the other half, so it was a very tight space. Well, I was building this rocket, and I had built an elaborate ventilation system for working with the ProSet epoxy and the other epoxies that I was working with. And I was trying to time the build so that when it came time to paint it, springtime would hit and I would be outside and I could do that. And then everything kind of just went sour. But anyway, that ventilation system has been dismantled, and there's still a little bit of space in there, but there's exercise equipment in there. There's just everything's been moved around, and there's no room to build a rocket. And I can't build a rocket in here because this is my YouTube studio for the other channel that I have. Plus there's other people that come in that I have come in because not only do I have another YouTube channel, I help other people with their YouTube channels and editing videos and all that kind of stuff. Long story. So rocketry is something that, as anyone knows that does it, you have to have a few things. You have to have time, you have to have space, and the bigger the rocket, the bigger the space, and you have to have money, okay? And right now, the money part is kind of non-existent. The space is non-existent, although there is some time from time to time. So it just those three things just don't mesh up. When I built my L3 rocket, the Blue Thunder, which you see, you might see a picture of it in the banner on this YouTube channel. When I built that was a Wildman kit, by the way. When I built that was done in a big workshop in my basement where I had plenty of room and a huge ventilation system and had music and I could watch television, watch the news, everything. It was a beautiful, beautiful workshop. Just don't have it anymore. Anyway, thank you so much if you're a subscriber. And if you're somebody that watched this video, I want to say, normally I say hit like and subscribe on my other channel, but I really hope that something changes. Unfortunately, that's why there has been no more stuff posted about this rocket. And this is such a beautiful rocket. It still is missing, there's one more tube to go on here that would be for, the parachute, the main chute. And I still have all the electronics, all that stuff is packed away. And I still needed to put my tail cone on here. I want so bad to just get up and start working on it. No space right now. And then once it was done, I don't have the budget right now for motors and stuff like that. Again, thanks for watching. I could go on talking about rockets all night. Most of all, folks, take care of yourself, stay healthy, and have a great day. Thank you. Come on, baby. Stand up there. Don't fall down. Okay.